I heard your bitch, she got that water. I heard your bitch, she got that air. I heard that bitch, she got that water. She got that blood. I'm mumbling to that rap like a real cool dude. Listen to me talk like a mumble jumble hung dongle. Ooh, what are they gonna play next to me, YouTubes? Amigos, Bad Boys featuring Lil Uzi Vert.
You know,
I'm sure this will be much success.
young rich niggas. You know, so we ain't really never had
I
no
can't even
money.
sing this song anymore. I lost my N-word past a long
We got a whole lot of new money though. Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. Hey. I don't trust nobody, grip the trick. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s.
This guy looks like Sasuke, but with dreadlocks.
All set. Records on records.
I'm not even insulting him. That's kind of
cool. I take your bitch right from you. Bitch, I'm a dog. Beat down her walls.
He just called himself a dog.
I tell that bitch to come for me. I swear these niggas is under me. The hate and the devil keep jumping me. Back rows on me, keep me company. Hey, we do the most. Yeah, pull up and goes. Yeah, my diamonds a choker. Holding up, I with no holster. Read the ruler, diamond cooler. This a roller, not a mule. Dabbing on them like the usual. Magic with the brick do voodoo. Magic. Courtside with a bad bitch. Then I send the bitch through Uber. Go. I'm young and rich and plus I'm bullshit. I'm not stupid, so I keep the Uber.
Oh, we're panning slow over women.
I'm back, so my money
called
making
it.
My back. You niggas got a low act rate. We from the north, yeah, that way.
That Candace Owens?
Keep blunt in the ashtray. Two bitches just national smash day. Hop in the limb, have a drag race. I let them birds take a bath, babe. Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody, grip the trick. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. It's bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. Hold phone, dropping money out of space. Kid, cut, introduce me to your bitch's wifey, and we know she slutty. Broke a brick down, nutty, buddy. Now that nigga duck it. Don't move too fast, I might shoot you. Draco,
we're eating fried chicken and liquor.
I'm always hanging with shooters. Might be posted somewhere secluded. Still be playing with pots and pans.
It's true.
Woo. Y'all ain't know why, right? Let's go. No masterpiece. Hey. 10 bad bitches.
Alright, let's keep going on the list of trending music. It is 1. Since each stack is each thing is a 5. There's 5 in a stack. Each individual 1 is going. So when you dispel, it dispels 1 harmful spell. It dispels 1. You have to dispel 5 times to remove all 5 stacks of shadow weaving. So later, when you get level 2 dispel, rank 2 dispel, you can dispel 2 stacks of shadow weaving at a time, requiring at least a minimum of 3 dispels to get rid of all of them. Hope that helps. Yeah, like right now I have Arcane Intellect and Power Word Fortitude going. Oh, spell protection. Yeah, if you throw a Power Word, Power Word, Shadow Word Pain on somebody, then they also get a stack of Shadow Weaving. Let's see here. Where is Shadow Weaving? They're here. Stacks up to 5 times, lasting 15 seconds. That was the, I don't know if you're here anymore, dude, but the shadow weaving is the one reason they let me be a shadow priest in Classic. Back when it was out. I convinced my guild that the shadow weaving increased the raids damaged, and therefore that should count as my damage. And that kind of compensated for the damage I was helping with. Oh, excuse me.
Know that it's the Kodak, yeah. Ain't no punk.
There's a little ally over there.
Punk in me, but I be pulling out scrap. I'm a dyke, son. Niggas bun your hey. I be pulling out scraps when he fuck niggas. I go young and May on these dumb bitches. Like a dyke, man, you niggas can't fuck with me. If a nigga say it's up, then it's stuck with me. What's the principle? Pimpin' ain't easy.
This is so explicit.
Niggas can't beat me. Hey, what's the principle? Pimpin' ain't easy. I'm invincible. Niggas can't beat me. I was in an A5, me a pot here. I've been out 6 months, made 4 million. Flying in a 6'4", window 10. Nigga had to get low, them boys start hitting. Fuck around, hit the low hole with no timing. If a nigga say go, better go kill him. Say the little zone cut though with no feeling. Mama watch a little boy turn to a minute. I don't care, I go fed, get a life sentence. I'm on everybody dead, nigga, no limit. I don't shake niggas' hand cause I ain't friendly. When I pull up to the crib, I have no pennies. I be leaning to the right like I'm on Zenith. I been thinking all my life, I ain't romantic. When I whip out.
Yeah, I don't like that so much. Let's look at Billie Eilish. Wish you were gay.
Baby, I don't feel so good. 6 words you never understood. I'll never let you go. 5 words you never say. I laugh alone like nothing's wrong. 4 days has never felt so long. If 3's a crowd and 2 is us, one swept away. I just wanna make you feel good. But is there a reason we're not through? Is there a 12-step just for you? Our conversations all in blue. 11 haze. 10 fingers tearing out my hair. 9 times you never made it there. I ate alone at 7. You were 6 minutes away. When all you do is walk the other way.
Close. I haven't been the same since I loved that hoe. I haven't been the same since I lost my bro. I say I'm gonna change when I know I won't. I get high, I love to smoke. She gon' lie like I'm a joke. You wanna take flights across the coast. Remember those times, no horoscope.
It is like a tatted up Aaron Carter.
Take breaks. I need faith, no, I need faith. In my mind, I can't escape. I climb these heights like
oh my god!
So bright in a world so dark. Break the bank, I'ma break the chalk. 2-door coupe, just push the start. Climb right in, let me break your heart. I don't need no one. I don't need no one. I don't need no one. Still never sober. Still never sober. Got the world on my shoulders. Coming out bolder. Yeah, I'm coming out bolder. I ride with my soldiers. Ride for my soldiers. Thought that I told ya. I thought that I told ya. I don't wanna get close. I haven't been the same since I.
Little baby.
What's that? Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry, one viewer. I forgot you were watching. I thought, is it me or is Mindseer the target for 2 or 3 ticks? and let your mage poly the target. Pally then has a quarter of a chance to get the poly. Here's a question for you. Does each tick of mind tick cause a shadow weaving? I just leveled up. Look at that ding. Ding suckers. So I was thinking range or shadow weaving. I was thinking for leveling right now, range is more useful. So I was going to go over range, but then eventually I was going to get the shadow weaving. But right now I just want that additional max range on the enemies. Oh, I'm level 6 now. 26 which means new spells. I think that increases the range of my psychic scream. Dude, I was hardcore into theory crafting a while back in the day. Now I'm trying to watch some trending music on YouTube to see what YouTube says is popular. So let's see this one's called Little Baby Pure Cocaine. Let's see what we got here.
What you mean by this shit?
Man, these folk pay me 150 this show and I'm going up, but I can't be hustling, bro. That's it.
You can't be hustling, man. In and out this shit. You know, all this shit, all the way out this shit. So you just saying you out to hustle.
Yeah, I'm out, bro. That's everything I owe you, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't no go out this shit.
That's what I owe you. I don't owe you nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how you feel?
Handle your business. Look.
5 hours to level up.
When you rich like this, you don't check the forecast, every day it's gonna rain. Yeah, made a brick do a brick, ain't whip up shit. This
I'm glad I got back into season 7, Wrath of the Lich King. Did play Locke back in vanilla through Kata. That's awesome, bro. That is so cool. When I think of Warlocks, I think of my friend in our guild who the entire raiding life for like 1.5 years we were doing Molten Core. He never got the fell hand wraps to drop for him. For the first boss in Molten Core. Warlocks and all their fears, yeah. So I accidentally, when I was a noob when I first played, and I played a human priest. Bad mistake. Should have played an undead priest. I would have had so much more fun. I would have had more damage. Would have better in PvP. But you know what? Here I am. Got my undead priest. Can't wait to get that devouring plague spell. Hey yo, welcome to the channel. Smash that follow button to help out small little baby channels like me that don't have any 20 followers. And I'm also this music I'm listening to is YouTube's trending, allegedly.
I got M's in the bank, give a damn what they think. Everybody I ever shot my shot at, called it. Everything you ever see me riding, bought it. Big dog status, I ain't gotta sell drugs. Put my craft in the rap, then I took off, yeah. New G-Wagon, no key, this a push start. I can hit the gas, make it disappear. When you rich like this, you don't check the forecast, every day it's gon' rain. Yeah, made a brick do a brick, ain't whip up shit, this pure cocaine.
I'm trying to be open-minded and listen to
but
it.
I got a little sense, but I had to go coop no brain. Coop no brain, I ain't worried about you, I'ma do what I do, and I do my thing. When you rich like this, you don't check the forecast, every day it's gon' rain. Yeah, made a brick do a brick, ain't whip up shit, this pure cocaine. Yeah,
it's pure cocaine.
But I got a little sense, but I had to go coop no brain. Coop no brain, I ain't worried about you, I'ma do what I do, and I do my thing. Do my thing.
I see you living out your rap dream, I'm telling you.
You already know what's up. I told you what it is.
Nah, I told you ain't no way out this shit,
Ain't no
nigga.
sense you pushing up on me like that.
You one of them little fuck nigga that be turning you.
I wanted this one, bro. We're fighting over these. You just can't be like, oh, you get them all. We're taking turns here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, something automatically started playing.
Hey, y'all got some more crayon apple in there, motherfucker? I see it. Yeah.
Come on, let's get into music.
Hey, bro, don't get that shit on my sheets, bro.
Mobbing in the Bentley, smoking moon. Hey, rocks. Hey. Pocket full of motherfucking blue.
Woo!
Half an ounce in my Gucci tube. Socks. For the summertime, got a new drop. Trapper slash rapper slash bad bitch snatcher.
Come here.
Baby mama mad. She said you live like a bachelor. So what? Sold 100 pounds and gave 10% to the pastor. Church. Keep going up the ladder. Hey. They mad, make them mad.
Okay, let's go back to what I was listening to before. Final Fantasy Tactics OST. Mic check. Almost got these troll charms. I'm questing, and it is literally constant ganks out here in Ashenvale. Let's hear some battle music. Excuse me, sorry about the coughing. Sell the grays. I need to get a mod to sell these grays automatically. Larger venom sac. Antler, get rid of that. Light feathers, those are vendor, those are auction house trash. Oh wait, let's sell that pumpkin. I mean that watermelon. Hand of Darkness. It's pretty good. I'll put it on the auction house, see if it goes for anything. So I discovered a new flight path to Zamgrar Outpost. I didn't know this was a thing. What is Tactics Over? was reading comments on the YouTube channel for this music. This is the Final Fantasy Tactics OST. Final Fantasy Tactics 8-2 OST. Well, I won't be watching that right now. Started 2 quests.
Speak, friend.
Between a rock and a thistle fir. We did it. King of the Foul World.
Be safe.
Excellent. Where is Black Fathom Depths? I'm live.
She's like, I don't blame you. Because, yeah, it's starting to pick up and there's snow in the north side right now.
Black Fathom is one word. Where is it located? Let's see here. Black Fathom Villainy, that one. Allegiance to the Old Gods. That must be the entrance over here somewhere. Steel Snap's rib. Oh, 1,000 needles. King of the Fall World. I need something more high energy. Ripperino.
A college scam ensnares two famous actresses, corruption at the Obama Department of Justice rears its ugly head, and AOC battles for the commanding heights of the economy. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show. I know what you're asking. You're saying to yourself, how is it that you're ready to do a podcast the next morning after flying back from Michigan? I'll tell you how. We don't need sleep here. All we need is the intellectual energy of a fervent, believing movement. We'll get to the actual news in just 1 second. First, let us talk about the fact that the U.S. national debt was $10 trillion in 2008. And today, the national debt is nearly $22 trillion. It is rising like a gold. All right, well, we begin today. Now, personally, I am a beneficiary of America's university system. I went to the University of California at time education is a scam. What college education is actually designed to do, why what colleges are designed to do does not mesh with the proposals of the left for paying for tuition for everyone. And we can do all of this through the prism of what is a shocking and somewhat amusing story. This is a story about a bunch of rich people who apparently bribed their kids' way into top and also mid-tier colleges. According to the New York Times, a teenage girl who did not play soccer magically became a soccer star recruit at Yale. Cost to her parents, $1.2 million. A high school boy eager to enroll at the University of Southern California was falsely deemed to have a learning disability, so he could take his standardized test with a complicit proctor who would make sure he got the right score. Cost to his parents, at least 50 grand. A student with no experience rowing won a spot on the USC crew team after a photograph of another person in a boat was submitted as evidence of her prowess. Her parents wired $200,000 into a special account. Now, okay, let's be straight about this for a second. I hear the $1.2 million for Yale. Yale's pretty exclusive. I do not hear the $200,000 for admission to USC. I mean, that is really, really overpaying for that Happy Meal right there. In a major college admissions scandal that laid bare the elaborate lengths some wealthy parents will go to get their children into competitive American universities, federal prosecutors charged 50 people on Tuesday in a brazen scheme to buy spots in the freshman classes at Yale, Stanford, and other big-name schools. 33 well-heeled parents were charged in the case, including Hollywood celebrities and prominent business leaders. Prosecutors said there could be additional indictments to come. Also implicated, top college athletic coaches who were accused of accepting millions of dollars to help admit undeserving students to a wide variety of colleges, from the University of Texas at Austin to Wake Forest and Georgetown, by suggesting that they were top athletes. By the way, we should get rid of college athletics. I know, unpopular viewpoint. A lot of folks love to watch their college athletics. Yeah, well, I like to watch Broadway theater. I don't think that schools should give scholarships based on your ability to do a play that the school raises money off of. If you want to go to school to learn about theater, that is one thing. But you don't go to school to learn about sports. You go to school and you join an athletic team so that the school can make money off of you, which is why they should pay their student athletes, or they should have associated teams that don't actually get college scholarships. But that's a side point. The parents included the television star Lori Loughlin and her husband, the fashion designer Massimo Giannulli, the actress Felicity Huffman, and William E. McGlasson Jr., a partner at a private equity firm at TPG, according to officials. The scheme unveiled Tuesday was stunning in its breadth and audacity. It was the Justice Department's largest ever college admissions prosecution, a sprawling investigation that involved 200 agents nationwide and resulted in charges against 50 people in 6 states. The charges also underscored how college admissions...
Legend of Total War here with part 2 of my Rome Total War Let's Play camp.
Hey, you folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to a and the political system there was very different. In a certain sense, much simpler. Manapa, I think, is the name of the actual nation I was playing, with the low loyalty situation that I went and inherited. Anyway, without further ado, we're gonna jump into my gameplay footage here as Manapa, I think, is the name of the actual nation I was playing, which have the Belga culture over in sort of northeastern France-ish area, maybe. It's hard to pin down exactly. It's like right next to the giant wasteland that is basically Germany in this version of the game. So I don't know, like, you know, I don't really know European geography that well, so I don't know if I effectively started in the Netherlands or Belgium or still in France or whatnot, but I'm sure there'll be people in the comments clarifying the geography for me. Alright, here we are. We're going to be loading into our game as Manapa, which is a Gaulish, druidic, tribal nation over here on the north coast, or Manapia, that's what it is, and squished in against the sort of totally uncivilized or uncolonized sort of German lands over here. There are people that are living in Germany already. There are pops that are present there, but they're not informal nations, and colonization works very differently in this game, and hopefully we'll talk about that a little bit later. There's so much to address. I'm going to try to do some of the play-by-play of what's on screen, but in practice, you're going to have to sort of pause and check some of these things yourself as we talk about some of these mechanics. One of the things you can see me looking at right now is the population mechanic in this game. So, the developers have said this game is going to feel maybe like 50% Europa, maybe 30% Crusader Kings, 20% Victoria, somewhere around there. Like, it's really hard to pin down. To me, it scratches the same itch as Europa, which is to say sort of like, you know, map painting and embiggening the font of your name on the map, and that part feels good. But the mechanics involved are completely different. It is a substantially different game, although, again, to me, scratches the same sort of itch. The pops in this game are really sort of inspired maybe by the same mechanics as Victoria, or actually if you play Stellaris, especially Stellaris after 2.2, this will also feel quite familiar. There are 4 tiers of population available in each city here. There are slaves, tribesmen, freemen, and citizens, and they each give you something fairly substantially different. The lower tiers tend to be better for economy. In particular, the slaves are basically very much influential in your economy, and in particular, if you have more than 15 slave pops in a province, or sorry, in a city, we're gonna have to get some of this terminology down, I'll explain in a second, then you produce an additional trade good, which is unbelievably powerful. However, on the other end of the spectrum, your citizens, which are your highest class of pops in a city, are the ones that tend to generate research, for example. And playing as a tribal, there's a persistent warning at the top of the screen that, like, oh, I have a bad, like, research ratio because I have very few citizens. Citizens are really only happy in a fairly civilized nation, and playing as a tribal, your civilization level is fairly low, so it's actually quite hard to maintain a large pool of citizens, which means, as a result, you're going to be teching a lot slower than, say, you know, Rome with its brilliant civilization. Technology in this game works quite differently from most things. There's the true technology, which you can see these advances over here on the left side of the current screen, the martial, the civic, the oratory, and the religious, and those mostly tick up over time as a combination of your citizen count as well as various other factors like who's in charge of the research. And it's fairly non-interactive. The really interactive bits are the so-called inventions, which you spend, I believe, civic points. There are 4 different types of kind of monarch points in this game: military, civic, oratory, and religious. And they are not, unlike EU4, they are not, you know, one of their primary goals is not technology, other than the civic research, which allows you to unlock invention. Inventions are permanent boosts for your nation, such as 10% increased tax, or minus 10% aggressive expansion penalty, or a permanent bonus to discipline forever, which is amazing. However, the cost of taking inventions goes up every time you take an invention. And so when I'm playing here, I sort of, you know, it's one of those things where, like, okay, well, it was very easy to understand that you could click the button to get this bonus, but the long-term implications were something that I didn't realize until I was done with our recording session for the day. You're really building your country, like, forever. The things you pick now are going to be around forever, and the costs go up, so you can't keep picking infinite numbers of inventions. You really have to be kind of strategic in terms of what do I need now versus what I'll need in the late game, or mid-game, or what I'll need in the late game, and so on and so forth. And I think there's going to be a lot of min-maxing and discussion about different paths over here for these inventions. So that's the sort of pop look over there. The other thing with the pops is that each unit of pop has both a culture and a religion. And that is really one of the biggest things that is, I think, going to determine your ability to sort of like freely expand in this game. In particular, one of the things, and you'll see this later on, is that aggressive expansion is a mechanic in this game, but it doesn't work like in most other games. Yeah, it makes other people not like you as much, but at least in the build that I was in, there wasn't really like sort of a coalition system to come and spank you if you did too much aggressive expansion. The problem is each unit of pop has a happiness rating, and pops that aren't of your culture, their happiness is directly affected by aggressive expansion. So the pops of your culture are like, yeah, it's fine, man, we'll take more territory. Sure, we could use some more living space. This seems fine. But the other people are like, man, this guy running the country is a big jerk face, and we hate him, and the province becomes disloyal. And a disloyal province basically does nothing. It produces nothing, and you have almost no control over it whatsoever. So fixing a disloyal province is extremely tricky to do, as I will find out later in this particular run here as Monopia, whatever I'm called. I don't know. Let's talk about trade, because we got a trade good coming up over here. So trade is one of the other things that is hugely important in this game and quite powerful, and people are going to spend so much time sort of min-maxing this and figuring out like what's a proper sort of build order for trade goods, especially early in the game, and again versus mid-game versus late game. There's a ton of different trade goods that you can see on that screen, and each province. Okay, hold on, let me back up here. In Imperator Rome, the map, each little subset, the tiniest little part of the map, is actually called a city. What we would call in, say, Europa Universalis, a province, in Rome is referred to as a city. And what in Rome they call either a province or a state is almost like an area, is a grouping of cities. So if you pause the screen here, you'll see, like, you know, the province of Morinia, and province of Morinia has multiple cities within it. The cities are where you build buildings, the cities are where pops live, and the cities are what produce trade goods. However, the city itself and the trade good that it produces doesn't kind of matter there. Instead, all the trade goods produced by the cities in a province are accrued in a province, and it is the trade goods that are present in the province that do stuff. Each trade good, simply by existing in a province, gives you some bonus in that province. In addition to that, there is a bonus to having a surplus. Having a surplus of a good, so at least one extra copy of a good in a province, gives an additional bonus to that province. And those bonuses can accrue. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 extra examples of that trade good, that keeps going, either more growth or more happiness, or so on and so forth. In addition to that, if the province with the surplus is your capital, then you actually get another nationwide bonus for
what the
having
hell?
Surplus. And again,
now it works. Whatever. Gotta buy my quests. Game keeps crashing for some reason. more times do I gotta do this? I didn't even have a chance that time. Disconnecting you from the server. Quickly, fly out of here. Almost there. So close. Nothing that time. Yeah, I know this is very exciting gameplay. Server's fine. Server's up. Let's go. just gotta hope this NPC loads fast enough for me to get out of Dodge. Close. Woo!
Play campaign as the Scipii Romans. So I think a shipwright would be... What would be a good idea? Let's get communal farming, I think that'll be useful. And of course retrain these units so they can go back to Lilybium to help them. That all just worked out nicely. Got 36 denarii left.
Glory.
We are not raking in the cash right now. But that's okay, once we get another settlement, that'll certainly help. So they've got 2 more turns. It's almost pointless to attack them at this stage, since there's only 2 turns to siege. Okay, so you over here. What have I got to do to fucking get rid of you? 13 men left. Finally, and all of them are dead. That's what we wanted to see. Bring these guys to port and consolidate this navy. Since we'll be operating in the southern Mediterranean, I think it's important that we do have a strong navy. Alright, well I got no money so I can't purchase any of this shit. 2 turns to wait and then we'll have that under control. Yep, alright, sounds good. Let's move on. Now, with the port having been built at Capua, that should be increasing our income, yeah, by a very small margin. Okay, so now they're going to starve out. Their general faction leader died. It would be so much easier to assault it now. Well, it's only got 1 more turn to siege, so might as well wait. I mean, the thing is, if we do go attack it now, we could move out to do other things. Plus, we could build something there during the turn. What have they got in here? Iberian infantry, round shield cavalry, Numidian mercenaries. Those cavalry aren't going to do shit. Alright, let's go in and attack them. I wouldn't have done this if their general didn't die of old age. Their general dying of old age was a stroke of fortune for us. It might have happened actually a turn earlier, I didn't notice it until now. So guys, we've just reached 45 minutes on the episode. I mean, you guys can already tell what the length of the video is. Like I said, I'm going to commit to an hour and a half long episodes, 90-minute long episodes. We'll just see how things go. Like I said, if you're one of those people that you just can't sit down for 90 minutes or just don't have time to watch a 90-minute long episode, you know, just watch it over 2 days. Like, this is not going to have daily uploads. You'll get a number of days to finish things off. And that being said, even if you do fall behind, these campaigns, they stay on YouTube forever. I never delete any of my videos except for my Twitch live stream updates. Even the videos which I absolutely hate. I got heaps of them. I got heaps of videos online that I fucking hate. And I wish I never made. I don't take them down. Because the thing is, I think it's important to learn from our mistakes, rather than cover them up. So I'll leave them as sort of a reminder of perhaps what not to do. So I've got a new mouse, and it's not wireless this time, so I don't have to worry about constantly changing the battery. However, because it's a new mouse, I'm still trying to get used to it a little bit. Much bigger than my other. It's a proper gaming mouse. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but you know, I'm so used to my tiny little wireless one. So these little things require getting used to. I'm not too fond of my new keyboard. I make more typos now than I did before. And I think it's louder. Alright.
It's done its work. The enemy gate is down.
Doing that here as well.
On us today.
So good, those Iberian infantry have been completely wiped out by archers. Now, for no other reason than just to get experience, that was good, because experience is especially good for missile units because it increases the amount of damage they do, which obviously makes them a hell of a lot better, especially with dealing with armored units. Okay, since what's the cost of these mercenaries? They cost the same as Hastati. Okay, that's fine. Since we've only got cavalry left to deal with, I've done it. As you guys have seen in the past, I do like to build lots of forts because forts are great for holding choke points. Oh, jeez, they're not doing a very good job. I thought they'd beat the round shield cavalry, but I guess not. Just waiting for reinforcements. Like I said, I don't care about them. And they couldn't even take out one unit of cavalry. Right. They can easily beat the rest of them now. Get in there.
It is time to press the attack.
Also, our general is a bit of an old man, so if he does die, it's not the end of the world. It's just not good. Whatever the case is, I think that's a good victory. We essentially only lost a lot of the hoplites, which I don't care about. Alright, so yeah, enslave them. It gives us more population in Capua. 9,000. It's almost ready to get to the next level. Also got a little bit of extra cash. So we've got another buy remat here. What's the upkeep cost of these things? 100. Alright, I might actually get rid of it. Actually, no, because... yeah, you can stay there. You're gonna come down. Come down and help. Watch out for fucking pirates. Let's see here. Alright, we got a tiny amount of money, and also the extra 730 in profit. It's actually more than that because it's paying for some of the troops as well. But that'll help with our finances. So yeah, our treasury's getting about 1,500 a turn now. Alright, what are we going to do? Trading some equities will be good. I don't have a lot of money. Maybe I should focus on
Whoa.
Hang on, let me just see.
This guy's got good gear.
Can we possibly get over to Africa? Let's have a look. I just want to reorganize this. Okay, drop the taxes. How much bonus are they getting from this? 80%. Because there's not a heap lot of people here. Okay, we should be able to just recruit some peasants here, and that'll sort it out. And there goes a lot of my money. That's okay, we've got a good income coming through, so I want you to come with me. Oh, because there were troops that had low movement. Right, that's okay. Well, they should be safe on the boat. Bring these guys over here as an additional escort just in case. A tiny amount of money to build one thing. I might as well build a road. Actually, cancel one of those. No, it's not worth it. Alright, moving on. So they want me to blockade the port of Thapsus. Alright, well if that's where we're needed, that's where we'll go. Okay, I want you guys to land there. And you can go and blockade the port of Carthage. Maybe I should have landed here. There was actually not that much defending it. That being said, this isn't too bad either. Take it. What mercenaries have we got? Okay, our finances are really not in the best shape, so recruiting more mercenaries against an enemy that we don't really need to right now is not necessary. So they didn't feel the need to give us any Senate officers, that's fine. And Lily Bowen, what are we doing here? No more peasants, that's enough. Needs a port. Trade all those slaves to Capua. So yeah, it's getting some slaves. They'd be coming just from Syracuse, I think. Already got 10,000. Alright, you need to come down here as well. Wait, should you get rid of this ship? Yeah, we don't want them moving their... Yeah, we don't want them moving around. Get this motherfucker. Re-blockade the port. Looking good? Let's move on. Take the settlement of Carthage. They've given us